Is Webull the best broker? Advantages, disadvantages, and at the end, my synthesis and opinion on if it actually is the best broker. First point, pre-market and after-hours trading, you will be gaining access to this. This is essential, in my opinion, to any day trader or swing trader's success. It's not necessarily indicative of success, of course. Nothing is in the stock market, but it will certainly help out. Second point, no hidden fees or commission. This is self-explanatory. One of the only places that you can trade on margin with very low fees. You may be wondering, what exactly are those fees, right? I mean, you literally just said no hidden fees or commission. Now we got fees here, right? Well, this is with margin, right? And with this, I mean exactly as far as just trading. Now, if you're going to trade on margin, then there will be some fees. Now, what exactly are those fees? Well, let me just tell you. All right, if we actually go to my account here, and if we actually click on max, this is the margin interest that I have incurred over my account since the 28th of October. Now, $47. That's how much the margin interest was, and right now my margin is something like this, almost $1,800. That's my margin that I'm using right now. I've used a lot more of that in the past. I don't use too much. I'm not using too much right now. But yeah, this is very small in my opinion, and this is not a video going into detail whether margin is worth it. In my opinion, as you can see, it is. At least a little bit of it is. I'm sure you could assume that by me using a lot of it, right? But that is how much fees there are. There's not that many, right? I don't have an exact percentage for you. If you wanted to go find that, I'm sure you could just look it up. But it's low. It's negligible in my opinion. Crypto trading. Now there are going to be hidden fees as far as crypto trading, but this is not exclusive to Webull. Crypto trading in general is not regulated at all by the SEC or the U.S. government. So if you're in the U.S., they are not actually brokerages that are doing the crypto trading and allowing their people to use it. They're not regulated to actually show you the fees or commission that they're actually charging for you. On Webull, there is a hidden fee as far as crypto, and it's not horrible, but it's not good, right? You don't want to have fees or commission, right? Webull is supposedly a completely free broker. Not exactly, right? I mean, it's not exactly a completely free broker. Nothing is free. When they say something's free, there's always a cost to anything, literally ever. But anyways, crypto trading, there are fees, but it is included for Webull, so it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? It is included. I would rather have it included and have some hidden fees, just like every other crypto trading platform. So this is not a bad thing. Don't get that twisted. Paper trading is allowed in Webull. This is very big. It's very important. If you're a beginner, I really recommend doing paper trading for a couple months or weeks at least, or at least a couple of days. If you can't wait, like at least a couple of days before you just go all in on GameStop calls to the moon, right? And then go lose all your money. And then your life is over, right? Just do a little paper trading before so you can realize what you're getting yourself into and gain a little experience. And with Webull, it's very easy. On the app and desktop, you can do paper trading. On the app, it's actually much more simple in my opinion. There's no minimum dollar amount to starting an account. This is extremely important because especially for small investors, small accounts, people who just want to start it out, put a couple bucks in, $100, $1,000, right? Not that much, or whatever amount is small to you, whatever you're at financially, right? You want to put that in, see how it goes, then add progressively if it goes well. You can do that with Webull. With other brokers, you cannot. Great charts and indicators for technicals. Okay, let me show you what exactly I mean. Let's go to my Webull account right here. Let's actually just go click on Bionanogenomics. Okay, let's get this. Let's go to the chart. Okay, here we go. You got everything you need here. If you're a beginner and you're just looking at this chart and you're looking at this cluster chart action here, let's make it a little more simple. Okay, I know this is still complicated, but yeah. But the moral of the story is there's 1,000 indicators, and there's 1,000 indicators to get lost in if you want to go down those rabbit holes. There's some indicators in here that I don't even know what they are, and I'm a technical analysis guy. That's how many of them there are. Okay. So all you need there as far as Webull goes, and for the most part, it has as many indicators and as complex and advanced information as one wants, for the most part. Now, for our next point, I'm going to kind of combine both of these points. Full analysis is somewhat possible. solely with Webull, partly because of this, right? It's got a ton of indicators, complex advanced information, but it's not recommended by me. Of course, it's not recommended by me. You should not be making an investment decision, in my opinion, just based on one, just based on one site or broker, right? Webull's got a ton of stuff. They got the profile, they got the financials, they got news, analysis, quotes. They got pretty much everything you need to make an investment decision, it would seem. But of course, you need to do due diligence in other places as well. You can't get all the information. You can't get insider information, institutional information, or business model, product, practicality, demand in the next 5 years, right? Stuff like that. You can't find that on Webull. So that's why it's not recommended by me to make a full analysis, just solely on Webull. But it is possible, and that's a benefit because Webull has a lot of stuff. As I said in these last 2 points, it has a ton of stuff. Indicators, it's got a ton of indicators, got a ton of information on there. So that's a benefit. Options is available as well. Short selling is also available. So there's benefits, and plenty of brokers are not confident enough in their investors' abilities to allow risky stuff such as options. And short selling, Webull does, because it's not really a Robinhood, it's not really a baby investing brokerage, if you will. It's more for intermediate or advanced investors. But in my opinion, if you're a beginner, Webull is the way to go still, in my opinion, for the majority of beginners, in my opinion. But that's for you to decide, not me. Alerts are going to be available for earnings release, initial public offering, news, and other as well. So you can set up alerts on your phone for pretty much anything, for price action in the bullish or bearish direction, either way. You can do pretty much everything as far as alerts with Webull. It's pretty easy to set up. Desktop and app available, of course. It's fairly easy to obtain free level 2 market data. Now, what do I mean by that, right? Quote table. What the heck is this? My head is going to explode, Brandon. This is what it means. Stay with me, okay? If we go here to order book, okay, I lost it there for a second. This is, usually it'll be much more complicated than this. But this is what it is right now, because there's no, the market's closed right now. So, but usually, this is what level 2, look, this is what level 2 data is. Okay, you can't even see that because I have it cropped out. But there usually will be a ton of orders. This is what people are buying. People are setting their limit buys to where they want them to hit, where they want them to fill, what price they want them to fill. And this is what, when people want their shares to be sold, right? Someone is trying to sell 400 shares at $25 for BioNano, right? That's pretty awesome. Because we're not even at 25K. It doesn't matter if you didn't understand that. All right, that last little part, but you do have, it is easy to obtain free level 2 market data with Webull. You can do this by referring your friends to get Webull, and I think you get like 1 month free once you start it. And most brokers do not offer the order book data for free, to my knowledge. So that's a good thing. Free stocks as well. Obviously, when you join it, they literally give you free money. They literally give you free money, in the form of free stocks. They do take like a couple weeks to a month to actually arrive, but I've done it plenty of times before. You do get free stocks, and they are valued. They say it's $800 to $1,000. Usually they're going to be like $8 to $10, but nonetheless, it's free money. So, it's the only broker that literally gives you free money. I think Robinhood does as well. I think those are the only ones mostly. So that's a benefit. Promotions, they will do like random promotions. There's been some good ones lately that help you get free stocks and level 2 market data. Yeah, you can get free level 2 market data by doing like their promotion, their little games, their beginner courses, whatever they have on there. But they do a lot of helpful stuff for new investors. Such as promotions that will help you be a more educated investor, and you'll get some rewards such as the level 2 market data or free stocks as well. So, news section. Now, there's 2 sides to this. It's certainly convenient and helpful that they have their news section on the app, but there's 2 sides to this. We're going to be going over at this point right here. Case spoiler: the news section is delayed. So yeah, there's a news section though, so that is good. That's a benefit. And the comment section, there's 2 sides to this as well. So yeah, there's comments on there. It's the only broker really that allows comments I think that has that feature, but there are comments, you can comment. It's pretty fun sometimes. There's a lot of funny comments on there, and it's like a war between the Bears and the Bulls. Pretty funny sometimes. I enjoy it a lot sometimes, and sometimes it's really annoying just because there's so much idiotic behavior on there sometimes, in my opinion. But also, they abide by all SEC and U.S. regulations now. Where's the proof, Brandon? Where's the proof? It's right here, mate. Come on, it's right here. Okay, where is it? Okay, it's right here. Webull is completely safe to use. Webull is regulated by the SEC and the FINRA, and they are a member of the SPIC, which means your money is insured and safe from any financial trouble Webull might have. So you're good. If you want to go look at this, okay, go look this up if you're really that worried about it. Okay, millions of people use this. Billions of dollars every day are being traded with Webull. All right, it's safe in my opinion, but there is something that is actually a little scary. Spoiler alert, it's right here. It is China owned, right? But we're not to that yet. Now let's go with the disadvantages. There is no OTC trading there. If there's one thing that I wish Webull had, it would be this. I don't really care about fractional shares. I do care a little more about this. I'm a little, I would rather it be American owned, but there is no OTC trading. This is the big one. I really wish Webull had OTC trading. There's been multiple times where I'm looking at stocks, and I'm a big penny stock person, and most of the beginners and most of the people out there probably do not want to trade OTC tickers, right? Because they're more risky. There's less information available online about them. And Dave Ramsey would be like, you are despicable for trading OTC stocks. That's what he would say probably. I love Dave Ramsey. A lot of what he says. But as far as investing, I'm going to be frank with you. I hate what he says about investing. I'm going to be honest with you. But yeah, there's no OTC trading with Webull. There's no fractional shares. I don't really care about fractional shares. Okay, a lot of people make a big deal about them. That's fine. If you have like a really small account, like a couple $100, like okay, then it would probably be a big deal. But let's be honest, most serious investors have more than a couple $100 they have invested. So this has never really been a problem for me. I don't really make this a big deal, but it is a disadvantage. So keep that in mind. Also, it is China owned. Okay, let's go try this out. Okay, let's see if we can get down here real quick to it. Okay, here we go. It was founded in 2017 by Skip, a Chinese executive who worked at e-commerce giant Alibaba. So it's not necessarily bad, right? I mean, I guess anything with investing, when there's a stock that's China owned, it's regarded with more risk. Okay, so don't call me racist or you can, whatever. I don't care what you call me. Okay, you think whatever you want to think, but when there's Chinese owned companies in the Nasdaq Stock Exchange, people regard it with more risk, and when there's a brokerage, I think it goes the same way. I don't know why it wouldn't, right? But I don't, this doesn't really matter to me. And I should put here, okay, this isn't, well, okay, I'll just say this. They abide by all U.S. regulations and all SEC rules. So I'm not worried that it's China owned. I don't care. But, nonetheless, it is something to keep in mind. Okay, that's these two, this thing and this thing, those are really the only two things that are bad about Webull, in my opinion. Really, those are the only two things that are actually fairly big disadvantages to Webull. But then again, there's not really any alternatives, right? If you do Robinhood, yes, it's American owned, but Robinhood has been way more sketchy than Webull, right? Way more sketchy than Webull. As far as the whole GameStop situation, right? Like, I don't want my broker to decide what stocks I can own and what stocks I can't own. That's horrible. That's absolutely awful. Okay, that's absolutely awful. So that's what we're looking at. Next news section is delayed, right? Don't expect news on Webull. If you're looking for like an earnings report or something, news will like 9 out of 10 times come out early. No, it will come out late rather on Webull in the news section. So Yahoo Finance, set up alert on Yahoo Finance for your favorite stocks. As far as news, don't do Webull. I mean, you can, but it's going to be delayed most of the time, so you definitely need to know that. And that is a disadvantage, right? It's nowhere near as important as OTC trading, in my opinion. But that's certainly something to keep in mind. Comment section can influence your trades. I hope they don't. Okay, now this is not really, for me and other experienced traders, this doesn't really, this is nothing. But for beginners, I have had this happen to me before. Okay, when you're a beginner and you're starting, now I haven't really had the Webull comment section, but like just comments in general, they can influence your trades and your investing decisions, right? Now, don't let that happen. And if you're a beginner, you're probably going to be prone and likely for this to happen to you. That's why, if we come up here to the advantages, you need to start out with this, so you can get a feel for what investing is actually like, and how deceptive and how misinformed some of the comments can be. So definitely know that. That is very important. Sometimes charts can glitch or lag, but also, yeah, they can sometimes glitch. Okay, it doesn't happen often, but it can certainly happen. I have a ton, but it may not be Webull's fault for a couple of reasons. Okay, I've looked at like hundreds of stocks on Webull at this point, and I have a ton of. Not every chart that I draw up is like this messy. Okay, now, but a lot of them have a lot of data saved in them, and also my computer, my laptop. It's good, but I don't know. It's not clear to me. It's not clear if Webull is the cause of the glitching and lagging in the technical analysis. Usually, it's very good. But that's something to keep in mind, right? It's not really a disadvantage, but I put it there just for you guys to want to, just if anyone wants to know, okay, I want to be as transparent as I can be. I want to include as much information as I can as far as the advantages and disadvantages. And for beginners, this is actually pretty important. This is an advantage in my opinion, but I put in a disadvantage because most people are going to think this is going to be a disadvantage probably. For beginners, Webull may be overwhelming, but on average, that's what in the aggregate means. Okay, in the whole, in the average, in the aggregate, in a good way, in my opinion. So what does this actually mean? This means that if you're a beginner, if you download Webull and you start looking at stuff and you're like, okay, if you're looking at the app, or if you're on the desktop and you're seeing all these stocks, like what previous close, open, high, low, after hours, volume, what the heck? What is all this stuff? And then you scroll over here and then you're like, what is this? 52-week high, percent turnover, dividend yield? Or you wouldn't even know that said dividend. You'd just be like, DIV yield? What? PE ratio, turnover. Beginners don't know what this stuff is. And the app is actually, the app is probably more complicated than that. It's got the same information, but the layout may be a little more complicated in some ways. And that's probably where most people are using Webull at. So yes, it's going to seem overwhelming, but in my opinion, that's actually a good thing, because rather than using Robinhood and having no information at your disposal, you're using Webull and you're being overwhelmed by information. But guess what? Your brain is going to start to understand and process this stuff, as long as you're not just doing nothing, right? You're going to have to look up some stuff and watch some videos and sit through the ads that other YouTubers do. Not me, because I actually respect your time. Other YouTubers, they will waste your time when you're watching those videos, though, and it is annoying. I know, I've been there. That's partly how I learned how to do this. Right? You have to watch videos and you have to watch people rant on and ask for likes and do the Webull promotion links 5 seconds into the video, and all that. You have to do it, though. And if you use Webull, it's going to be overwhelming, but it will be in the aggregate for most people, it will be a good thing, in my opinion. And in the end, is Webull the best broker, taking into account all of these things? And I also want to say, before I say, I could have missed something in here. Okay, I've been using Webull for like 4 months. This is pretty much all that I could think of. I mean, I could have added some more obscure stuff that isn't really that important, but these are the main points, I think. And is Webull the best broker? Yes, it is no doubt, in my opinion. It is definitely objectively, for most people, for a high majority of investors, beginner and experienced, in the aggregate, all of them, right? It is the best broker for pretty much everyone. At least in the aggregate, it is the best. For all of these reasons, it's the best. There's nothing else that compares to, in my opinion. So that's what we're looking at. Current positions. These are all of the stocks that I own right now, except the red ones, right? I don't own the red ones. And this one is a weird one. Okay, I own shares in all of these companies, and all the teal ones. Jumia, I only own a call option. And let's go ahead and take a look at my position, see how we're doing right now. Haven't done this in a little while. Okay, there we go. Okay, guys, I want to give you an example on something real quick. A week ago and 2 weeks ago, this one right here. I just want to take just for this example. I'll just use Jumia. $45 strike price. It expires on the 21st of May this year. Okay, 100 shares, one quantity, one contract. All right, I'm up 31% right now. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. What was I up 2 weeks ago? That's a good question. I was actually down like 80%. So I just want to give you guys a little quick lesson here. I know most of you have learned this on your own with the last couple weeks of blood in the streets and carnage that we have incurred, but the lesson is the same, and it is very important. I'm going to have to keep repeating this a lot of the times on the channel. I'm sorry, but it's that important. You have to hold through. If you're thinking of panic selling, you have to. Not okay. Now that's a little misleading. Okay, you don't. Sometimes you have to cut losses, but in the aggregate, mostly 9 out of 10 times, all right, if you do decent research, 9 out of 10 times, holding through rather than panic selling is going to be better. All right, I could have panic sold when I was, 80% down, but then look what happened the next couple of weeks or next week and a half. We're up. We're in the green again. I was down like almost everything. I was down so much. I was down like 80%, maybe 100%. I think it was 80%, but it was really far down. Now we're up, and that's the same thing with a lot of these stocks. All right, BioNano, this call, I was down like 50% on this one. Right, I'm up now. Microvision. I think I was like even on this. Yeah, I was even at this point, and I was down at some point, right? Because my average cost is $10.72. It came down to $10. Now it's already back up to 17. Right now we're 70% up almost, right? $800 almost. Okay, so holding through and having high conviction is very important. So these are our current positions, guys. I just showed you all my positions. Relevant information in regards to the title is finished now. Feel free to click off the important things to do. This is the transparent part. If you're new here, this is the part where I'll do the stuff that most YouTubers do in the first 5 seconds, plus cool stuff as well. Okay, this is subjective. Okay, this is not related to the title very much. Okay, webcam is coming soon. I was working on the Patreon and the merch today, as we're about to talk about. But I will hopefully have that done sometime this week. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have it done. Start working on it tomorrow. Get done before the end of the day. And I'll have videos. Videos will be we'll have a webcam. So merch and Patreon. Kate, everything was going great on this. I was working on this for like 2 hours this morning. Yeah, it was going great. And then we got to the actual designing the actual merch and like the logos that are going to be on like the mug and the shirt and the hoodie and everything. That's going to take some time. So hopefully it'll be this week. I said it was going to be done like last week, and then I said it was going to be done this weekend, and now I'm saying it's this week. Hopefully it's going to be this week, but it is looking really good. I got the Discord set up like almost perfectly. I got a lot of stuff. I'm working on a lot of stuff as far as the Patreon goes. I'm really excited to get that started because I think it's going to be really good. I think we're going to build a very strong, auspicious, and pretty cheap community. Okay, I think the options I set are very cheap. I initially put one of my highest paying option, like most expensive option for the patrons. I set it at 50, then I lowered it to 35, then I lowered it to 30, then I lowered it to 20. So I think everything is really cheap, especially for the hoodies, right? Patreon actually recommends charging like $35 to be profitable as far as like the Patreon things, because you have to pay for merch. You have to pay like a pretty large percentage of your earnings that you make for merch, and then you also have to pay the 12% fee or 11% fee that Patreon will take out of your earnings. So I'm making like I'm not making very much. Like even if the Patreon goes very successful and there's like a ton of people that do it, I'm barely making anything from it. But I think it's better that way. Honestly, I think it's better that way because I think there'll be more people that do it. So honestly, I'm probably not losing that much money by making it really cheap. But yeah, the Discord. I put the Discord like at the very first tier where it's like $3. for you to join just for the Discord, just so it's really cheap. There's no worries as far as like charging the hefty amount, right? I'm not doing that. Okay, but you'll see more on that when I actually when I actually post it. I have right now. I have the link down there. The Patreon link down there. I usually put those in the videos. It's not really ready yet. Okay, it's outdated. I don't know if I saved the changes yet, but yeah, I would not do the Patreon until I actually say, okay, we're good. Merch is ready. All the tiers are ready. Everything's good to go. If you have a serious suggestion or question, brandonbossy.com, that's where you want to reach me. I will make mistakes, guys. Do not expect perfection from me, yourself, or everyone. Use several brokers. Webull, okay. This is the video that I finally did on comparing the advantages. It's the best. Free stock link in the description. If you want to start with Webull, free stock link is down below. You will get free stocks. That is a referral link that you can use. It will work. Our business model, I'm never going to ask for likes, never going to ask for subs, or put ads in the relevant section of the video. Success is never going to change that. That is our business model. That is my promise to you. Buy on that to the moon. Power is always dangerous. It attracts the worst and corrupts the best. If you actually know who that is from, that is actually amazing, but I highly doubt that. Very highly doubt that anyone watching at this point knows who that quote is from. Anyways, I'm going to spoil it for you. It's from Ragnar Lothbrok and Vikings, the best show probably ever for me. This just show series, better than Game of Thrones in my opinion. My all-time ranking would probably be Lord of the Rings, then Vikings number 2, as far as the best fiction series or movie / show, right? Those are the best. Better than Star Wars, better than Harry Potter, right? In my opinion, Vikings is better than Game of Thrones too. But anyways, it's not financial advice, guys. Thank you all so much. I will see you on the next one.